very sad because he had no life. You know, he had no outgoing for himself. He didn't want to go out. He didn't want to talk to people. Nothing really. Just all he wanted to do was play games. That's all he did. You know, played games, had his tea, went back into his room. No conversation, nothing.
He did go to the pub.
Oh, he went to, every fortnight he went to the pub with his respite. But that's the only thing he really did. And that's what he enjoyed doing too. Going out with Nick and having fun with Nick and then coming home.
Oh, he didn't behave, he just existed, and that was probably the biggest thing that was the issue for me, is I always wanted to see him achieve something, and he had no drive to achieve that for himself. And that's something you can't instill in someone, so to see the journey of him wanting to achieve things for himself is where it's taken us.
Same thing, like we was just there. Chris was always home. You know, we'd go out to, you know, events or things like that, and we'd ask Chris if he wanted to come, and he'd always say no, and it just got to the point where we just wouldn't ask him because we already knew that he was going to say no.
I don't know. I just.
Can you please pat him for me?
I am. I've got a gun to his back. Didn't you hear me a second ago?
Motivation.
I was loading my gun.
No, my life was just crap. Like how they said, like I was just sitting around doing nothing. I'd go to the pub, see one of my mates, and that was about it. Like there was.
Yeah, he was highly socially
nothing,
isolated.
Well, Chris didn't really want to go to the expo, but Manda forced him to go. You know, Manda said, he said, there's an expo, and then all of a sudden he changed his mind, and then Manda said, we are going. And Manda forced him to go. And from that day on, his life changed.
I don't know. I half wanted to go. I knew for myself with the NDIS coming out, I knew for me that I had to find new services to that, but like I just want to say one thing, that like I'm not a religious person or anything like that, but I think that was kind of like destiny for me to actually like meet you.
For me, I knew he needed to go, and I needed the information from there as well to be able to take the journey of NDIS and what was incoming for us. And I knew the minute that you were the first person to speak to him and not to me. And that, for me, was the life-changing moment where I knew there was something special in that moment. And then when we walked off and he then was like, let's go back, I knew that it had struck a chord with him and something was about to change. And I remember leaving there and crying because of that moment and knowing that it was that moment in his life that we'd been searching for 32 years or however old he was when he joined that.
Well, Manda was...
Tell the truth, okay?
Manda was pushing me in my wheelchair and you basically jumped out at me.
But you said, no, I don't. I'm a gamer. I game all the time. And then I said, well, could you volunteer and help others? And you said, well, what does that mean? And I said, well, you know, people come in, they don't even know how to text or whatever. I said, it's pretty basic. And you said, oh, I guess I help my mum all the time and she's... Sorry, Carol, but he said she's pretty slow. Would you have said that? Or something
Probably.
like that?
Yeah, exactly what you said.
And so I said to you, would you be willing to make phone calls and tell services about this program? And this is what you said. I don't make phone calls. That's how I remember it. Now, I could have twisted my memory.
No, that's exactly what he
right.
says. I don't make phone calls.
And now?
I have to. I started volunteering, and then lab grew, and then I took on more responsibilities, more roles, and then sadly Lisa passed away, and I stepped up and was a bit daunted to take over her role, but I felt honoured. And then I took over the facilitator and a good job.
What does your job entail, Chris?
Phone calls.
Carol, how?
Do I feel today?
Yeah.
I'm very proud of my son.
It's been life-changing. It's something that's changed the course of my life and his life, in turn in the course of his life changing, because he's able to be self-sufficient now. He's able to make that phone call if he needs to. If he needs to call the bank, he will these days. He wouldn't do that. He couldn't do that. That anxiety level was too high, and through building his confidence through a place like Leap and proving to him that he can do it, when we all knew he could, but now he knows he can, and that's the biggest difference we've seen is he believes he can. It's not just us believing it. He's on board now, and we all believe he can, and we know that this is a life-changing moment and a world-changing moment for him and all of us.
Carol, would you like?
And like if you say to them, we're going out tonight, like but in the old days ago, not going. Now you'll ring up and say to Stephanie or to Amanda and Steph, or sometimes you'll ring up Steph and say, look, there's a movie on late night. Do you want to go? So yeah.
But that in essence is the biggest achievement, that he'll call Steph. He doesn't need to call me to ask Steph. He in himself will take it upon himself these days and make plans and do things outside of the normal and harass us to hang out with him, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's something I never ever thought I'd get in my life, but I'm excited.
It's like Amanda turned 30 and we did a trip to Hawaii. Now, going back 2 years ago, we said to Christopher, we're going to Hawaii. He go, no, not going. And then all of a sudden he wanted to go, and then we went as a family and we had a ball, absolutely a ball.
Pretty sure Christopher booked the whole trip.
I did.
He's the commander-in-chief.
Just confidence. Like Chris's confidence has just grown dramatically in such a short space of time. It was weird seeing him go from zero to everything. As Carol said, he'd call me and say, do you want to go out? And all right, yeah. Go and pick him up on the weekends. I think sometimes he's that busy. We ask if he's busy and, if he wants to come out with us and he's like, oh, no, I'm doing something. So, oh, okay.
Yeah, so a real big change, and the change for the better.
If you could identify anything that you experienced that then helped to make you go to these next levels of what you've done.
I'm not sure. I think it was just pushing myself, just like given the opportunity and then sort of running with it and see where it'd take me.
Now, getting all that feedback, people coming to the lab going, I want Chris, I want Chris, I want Chris. Did that have any impact on you that people actually wanted to be around you?
I felt honoured that people actually enjoyed my company and liked my assistance.
Liked?
Yeah.
Need?
Oh yeah.
Demand? No, you can't have Chris today. He's already taken it. That's but like you told me that your dad even wouldn't meet you in the pub for a beer.
No, my dad has always he never handled my disability. Even when I've met him, he goes all funny and stuff like that. But it's his loss, and I don't care. So.
But all that feedback, constant, like daily weekly feedback. I'm just saying, I'd love to know, has that had an impact on you?
Oh yeah, it's great to feel honoured and that people want to know like that I helped them and that I've made an impact in their lives as well.
I think people don't look at his disability,
No.
they look at his intelligence
Yes.
more than anything.
Do you have a new goal in life, Chris?
I don't know. I'm pretty happy at the moment. Got myself a job. I don't know. I think probably the biggest thing is probably like to live a bit more independently. Like I don't know, get my own house or flat or something like that. And be my own person.
So when are you leaving?
You would die. No, and I think we need to thank Leap for the opportunity to change his life and
Yes,
for
I
giving
agree.
him the opportunity to see and believe in himself. That's something we could never give him. We're his family. We always believe in him. Having someone outside of that unit believe in him shows him that what we're saying isn't all lies and the truth is out there that he can achieve it. And now we're well on our way to achieving his dreams instead of just mine.
But no, I honestly want to thank you so much too for giving him the opportunity to live his life. Yeah, we thank you.